everybody, I'm back. I know I've been gone for a while, but now I'm back. Sorry about missing Impact last Thursday. I had something I had to do, but I'm also sorry about missing Raw this past Monday when uh, Algo AJ got robbed and snubbed out of 3 Slammy Awards. But I was a little under the weather, and it didn't help me to watch what happened on Raw, but I did see Raw. I did watch Impact on last Thursday. Just didn't have the opportunity to cover them the way I would like. But I'm back for Impact Wrestling. I'm back for Feast or Fired. The return of Feast or Fired. And that's how we open the show with Jelly Borash in the middle of the ring, standing between both the Feast or Fired, the 4 briefcases, and the wheel of Dixie on his right, on his left or right, and the 4 briefcases on his right or left. Uh, the 4 briefcases, as we all know, if you watched Impact in the past or TNA in the past, that they contain. One contains a world title match, one contains a X Division title match, and one contains a tag team title match. The 4th briefcase contains a pink slip. That's right, somebody tonight will be fired. The only way to get the briefcases in the past, it's been a battle royal style match where you had to climb one of 4 posts, one of four poles on each of the ring posts, where a briefcase was hanging. Whichever one you got, that was yours, and you had to live with the consequences. What was in the briefcases? But before he can tell us about what the Wheel of Dixie is there for, he says it's there because last week we found out that the final 2 competitors in the World Title Tournament will be Magnus versus Jeff Hardy, and the Wheel of Dixie is there to determine what kind of a match they will have. I'm not sure if that match is tonight, or I'm thinking it's next week during Final Destination or whatever they call it. But that's what's happening so far. But right before he can explain or spin the Wheel of Dixie, out comes Kurt Angle, chases Jelly Borash out of the ring, and pushes over the Wheel of Dixie, knocks all the Feast or Fire briefcases off the table, turns the table over, and calls out Bobby Roode because of what happened last week when Bobby Roode cheated him out of his match in the World Title Tournament. He says he wants to face Bobby Roode tonight. Bobby Roode comes out and says that basically says he has Kurt Angle's number and that he can beat him anytime that he wants, that he chooses. He says Kurt Angle comes back and says that he can beat Roode two times in the same night if he so chooses to come to the ring. Roode laughs it off until Angle challenges him once again to come to the ring. Roode finally rushes to the ring with security and agents trying to pull him apart. Angle and Roode battle, and it ends up with each man being pulled back. Roode breaks away and ends up kicking a field goal, as it were, between the legs of Kurt Angle, putting Kurt Angle down on his back. And the segment ends with Roode with the microphone in Angle's face, screaming that he'll have his opportunity to prove that he can beat Bobby Roode two times in the same night. Next week at Final Destination, they go 1-on-1, 2 out of 3 falls. At Final Destination, the Final Destination edition of Impact Wrestling next week. That It's gonna be a very interesting match to watch, very enjoyable match to watch, of course. But the first match of the night after commercial is Eric Young and Joseph Park versus uh, bad influence Christopher Daniels and Gazillion. Uh, we got a video package before the break showing how bad influence went to what was supposed to be the home offices of Park, the law office that Joseph Park claimed to work at, but the offices were not there. It was a different business establishment altogether, and the clerk told them that the office of the Park had been closed for at least 13 years. So what's going on with uh, um, Joseph Park after the match? During the match, I should say, the bad influence took advantage of Joseph Park, beating him down 2-on-1 numerous times until Eric Young came in and actually took it upon himself to bust his own partner open, busted the face of his own partner open, allowing the Crimson Mask to come down and unleash the beast, as it were, within Joseph Park. Joseph Park hits the shot treatment on, I believe it was Christopher Daniels, for the 1-2-3 after the match. Eric Young gets on the mic and says that the reason that Joseph Park has been unable to find his big brother Abyss, or I don't know if he's his big brother or little brother, but the reason he's been unable to find Abyss is because Joseph Park himself is Abyss. This is the first time on Impact Wrestling that someone within the show, that a character within the show has actually told Joseph Park this. The fans have been screaming it. The IWC's been screaming it. We all know that it's the same guy playing two different roles, but this is the first time Impact Wrestling has acknowledged the fact that it's the same guy. So, are we gonna see Abyss finally return at Final Destination? I'd like to see that. But we still got more Impact. That's the first 30 minutes of Impact Wrestling that is wrapped up in a little bowl. But we still got an hour and a half left of Impact Wrestling. So let's see how it all continues. I also forgot to mention that Rockstar Spud, the new assistant, I'm guessing that's what you want to call him, of Dixie Carter, I can't talk, Rockstar Spud, is in Georgia, in my neck of the woods, more specifically Gainesville, Georgia, working for the phenomenal AJ Styles, the TNA, the holder of the TNA World Championship, which is not actually being recognized by Dixie Carter, but as we all know, AJ Styles is the current reigning, defending around the world champion, and he lives in Gainesville, Georgia, and apparently Rockstar Spud is on the search for AJ Styles to take back the property that belongs to Dixie Carter. Will he find him sometime during the show? We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. But EC3, the nephew of Aunt Dixie, Auntie D, as I like to call her, but the nephew, EC3, Ethan Carter III, comes out to make another challenge, this time to a social media icon. A man that blows up Twitter, Facebook, and all of the above. That's right, the man, the myth, the legend, the TNA original, known as JB, Jeremy Borash. That's right, he actually challenged Jeremy Borash to get in the ring and fight him. But before Jeremy could pull himself off of his seat and into the ring, he is saved by the most unlikely people and the icon known as Sting, who actually comes out to confront EC3 and challenge him to either put up or shut up by either taking Sting up on a challenge to face him one-on-one tonight, or uh, induct himself into the Feast of Fire uh, scenario later tonight, which I'm guessing will be the main event. Uh, EC3 accepts, and it looks like we're gonna have a one-on-one match until he until EC3 continues by saying that he accepts the opportunity to be in the Feast of Fire, and leaves the ring. So apparently now EC3 is in the Feast of Fire, along with names like North Fordham and Billy Barnes and uh, um, Curly Man Hernandez and um, uh, Anderson Joe, uh, Storm Carter, and a few others I can't remember. But apparently AC3's in the Feast of Fire now, so I don't know where that's. If I had to guess, I'm guessing EC3 is not actually gonna lose or be fired tonight. He'll probably get one of the title shots, but he'll probably somehow cheat and end up with one of the title shots. But that's what's gone down so far. So let's get back and see how it all continues. We come back to Impact Wrestling, where it's time for the Gil Kim Open Challenge, the Divas Knockouts Championship Open Challenge. Well, if anyone outside TNA Wrestling can beat Gil Kim one-on-one, they will receive a Knockouts title match. Gil Kim says the challengers up to now have been very lackluster in her opinion, and have not really brought much to the table. But she still calls out the next challenger. This brings out ODB, and Gil Kim says that ODB must have not got the memo saying that it had to be someone outside Impact Wrestling. It's not a cut knockout. ODB says she's not out there to challenge Gil Kim. She's out there to challenge the Amazonian known as Lady Tampa. She attacks Tampa, and looks like she's about to slam her when Gil Kim clips her from behind, and they start double teaming. Gil Kim and Lady Tampa start double teaming ODB, but who should come out to make the save? But none other than the Killer Queen herself. She's back in TNA Wrestling apparently, and that's why Madison Wayne, former I believe 3 or 4 time knockout champion, is back in Impact Wrestling, and she makes the save ODB, attacking the current champion Gil Kim, and chasing Kim and Tampa out of the ring as ODB and Madison Wayne both give the passionate wave towards Tampa and Gil Kim to end the segment. How about that? Big surprise for me. Madison Wayne, one of the most popular knockouts in Impact Wrestling, been gone for ages because she got pregnant and gave birth to a baby. I'm not sure if it was a boy or girl, but she's been gone for quite some time. Glad to see her back on Impact Wrestling. But we still got Feast of Fire to come. Other members of that Feast of Fire match. I don't know if I mentioned before, Anderson Joe, Chavo Guerrero's in there along with his partner Hernandez, like I said before. And I'm not sure, I can't remember everybody. But there's a lot of Sema Ion's in there too. So Uh, it should be an interesting thing to watch, but like we just saw before, EC3's in there now. So, um, it should be interesting to see who feast and who gets fired tonight. Let's get back and see how it all continues. It looks like Watchdog's Bud's getting close to finding AJ Styles. He's been in a ball for the last, what's been an hour so far, trying to find any information of where to find AJ Styles. But he looks like he's on the right track at the moment. Uh, but still the Comfies to fired. Plus, what they said coming up next is a face-to-face confrontation between the final two participants in the world title tournament, Dixie's world title tournament. Uh, Jeff Hardy and Magnus come face to face. How's it gonna turn out? I'm not sure. Let's see how it all ends up. Watchdogs Bud back in now in this what's supposed to be the home of AJ Styles. He basically breaks into the house. The door was not locked, but he basically let himself in and was gonna wait for AJ's house, but instead he found the world title sitting on the coffee table and the bag that it normally comes in, and he picked it up and looked like he was getting ready to leave with the championship when AJ Styles himself came downstairs and caught him in the act. AJ says it's not that easy, and ever since Watchdog's Bud walked into the city in the limits of Georgia, he's known about it because uh, everyone, but ever since the Englishman Watchdog's Bud walked into the limits of Georgia wearing his rainbow bow tie, everyone asking for AJ Styles. Everyone's been telling him about him, and everyone that knows AJ's been telling AJ about Watchdog's Bud, looking for him. So AJ was basically waiting for him to show up. That's why the door was unlocked. And AJ basically scares his butt off, not before taking back his world championship and sending Spud running out the door. But coming up next, the X Division champion, your friend and mine, Chris Sabin, defends the X Division championship against the greatest man that ever lived, the A-Double, Austin Aries. It's coming up next. Let's see how it turns out. Once again, I forgot to mention something else. The match between Magnus and Jeff Hardy will be what's known as a Dixieland match, made by the beautiful leader of the TNA Wrestling, Dixie Carter. She says that match will consist of 2 parts. First being a cage match between Magnus and Jeff Hardy. Well, once he score the pin, no matter which man scores the pin, I'm not sure if it matters, but once a pin is scored or a man climbs out of the cage, the man that got the pin or climbed out of the cage can go to the entrance ramp and climb the ladder that will be sitting there with the belt hanging over it and try to grab the title. It looks like an interesting concept. I just hope it turns out the way they want it, or the way they're envisioning it. She also makes what to me sounds like an indecent proposal to both Jeff Hardy and Magnus, saying that she will be waiting in a private jet or private room somewhere for if they need any help or any advice. Jeff looked a little bit confused, and Magnus looked like he may take her up on that offer. So I'm seeing possibly Magnus turning heel and possibly becoming the new Dixie approved world champion. But it's time for the main event. Feast of Wild. Not first. Again, I forgot to mention something else. Final Resolution. That's the name of the show. I've been calling it Final Destination. But it's Final Resolution. Next week looks like a stacked card, and we just got more information. Like we just saw Madison Lane made her return, helping ODB against Gil Kim and Lady Tampa. There will be a tag team match between those four. Madison Lane officially making her in-ring return to TNA Wrestling. But we got more Impact to go. The main event is up next. Feast or Filed. I'll keep forgetting things. Austin Aries comes out on top. The new X Division champion. Austin Aries, a double. Once again in the leaders in the driver's seat for the X Division. And now our main event's coming up next. Feast or Filed. Anderson makes his way to the ring and gets on the mic like he always does at the top of the ramp to make his self-introduction, but instead gets jumped by a very shrouded bully Ray, who ends up pile driving him once again on the stage and says something to him in his face, but I couldn't really hear what he said. But Anderson apparently is apparently out of Feast or Filed now, and apparently after losing the X Division title, Chris Sabin says that he's going to be in it, and apparently Austin Aries is going to match that by also being in Feast or Filed, so it's going to be an interesting thing to watch. The main event's coming up next. Who will feast and who will be filed? Let's find out. It's the Impact Wrestling main event. Let's get back to it. The Feast or Filed just finished. It looked like Chavo, Guerrero, Gunner, Ion, and EC3 all got briefcases. Who will feast and who will be filed? We'll have to wait till next week. Final Destination. No, Final Resolution to find out who is filed, who gets the pink slip, who gets the world title shot, the X Division title shot, and the tag title shot. But at the end it was like when Gunner picked up the last briefcase, it looked like Storm was gonna do it, but instead Gunner actually pushed Storm's feet out from under him and made him crotch the corner, allowing Gunner to pick up the last briefcase. So a little deception between Gunner and Storm continues. The last scene of the night, we see Dixie Carter waiting in a restaurant, it looks like, for either Magnus or Jeff Hardy to show up. And to my surprise, Jeff Hardy actually showed up. Dixie opted to close the curtains so the cameras couldn't see. So what is going on with Jeff Hardy and Dixie Carter? Well, again, I guess we'll have to wait till next week to see how it continues. But a very good Impact tonight. A lot of things left up in the air. A lot of things to look forward to next week. Final Resolution. The final resolution of Impact Wrestling. And looks like it's going to be good. So I'll see. But that's it for me for tonight. I'll see you possibly tomorrow for SmackDown. Definitely Raw, WWE Raw Monday, and the Final Resolution edition of Impact Wrestling next week, next Thursday. I'm out of here. Like, subscribe, and comment, and look for the Global Wrestling Alliance coming to my channel next year. It'll be awesome, I guarantee it. So look forward to that. That's it for me. I'm out of here.